Yeah, I'm here. That's right.
Yes, I can hear you now. Welcome to the program. Quite a difficult job you had today. Generally,
Yeah.
what were your impressions about the proceedings today, and did you achieve what you set out to do as counsel?
Yes. As a lawyer or lawyers in the case, we went with a client, and our obligation was to get our client out of the problem. And I think we brought him out clean. We are satisfied.
Yes, but the committee was of the view that in the earlier times, that your apology was not unqualified. Your apology was laced with a lot of conditions, etc. What are your thoughts around that?
Yes, of course. We understand concerns of the committee. But look, that is why the gentleman had a lawyer in tow. You understand? And that is, there are legal challenges which were ahead of us. And that is what prolonged the whole matter of our apology, if any. You know, you give an apology when you say, I've done wrong. You understand? But if I say that, well, you misunderstood what I was saying, well, I'm sorry for that. It's a different matter. You see, they will say, no, that's not what they wanted. They want us to make an admission that we wrote that and then it came out wrong. And we are saying that, no, the second, statement was absolutely a fake. And we will not accept it. We didn't author it. We didn't write it. How do we accept it? So that's the situation. Now, with regard to the first one, the first statement, he said that, yes, I posted that one. But it was not intended for the appointments committee at all. Don't doubt the integrity of the committee. But we had heard other things from others which purport to indicate that some people are probably abusing or misusing the appointments committee, third parties, you understand, to be, collecting monies and whatnot. And the appointments committee must be concerned about that. And they express their own concern also, rightly so. You get me? So if somebody says that, all right, to say that, look, some people are saying this, he's highlighting it. That was one of the point we were making, that it is like the whistleblower. It is like, we didn't say it was a whistleblower. We said he was acting like a whistleblower. And in this country, we've heard all this about see something, hear something, say something, isn't it? Don't be a spectator, be a citizen. So how come that if somebody, not vulnerable, any Ghanaian, goes out to write or say something, he has to come and explain himself. He has to come and give evidence of who told you. Even in terms of the whistleblower or this general thing, the police put out general statements. If you see anything, tell. And the people, listen carefully. The people who go to say something, what the police tell them is that the material, the information you serve us, is be treated as confidential. You yourself.
But I think that the difficulty you had today was situating the conduct of your client, in the same bracket as a whistleblower. But you are just explaining that. You said it is like that. But for example, if your client had concrete information that money had exchanged hands or there were influences or inducements here and there, the best place to go really, that your client, very knowledgeable client you have, he knows what to do, he knows where to go, not on social media.
I don't agree with you. I completely don't agree with you. Are you saying that if somebody sees something, he must necessarily go through the formal processes?
No, let's look at the context. Let's look at the context of the situation. So all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay. So all the monies. It appears that some basis has been established that indeed monies are exchanging hands. So all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointment committee just to get approved.
Don't go beyond that. It says the money the appointees are being asked to pay. By whom? Who is asking? We are not saying that the appointment committee. We're not saying that. So that all the money people are being asked to pay. I think we should be very plain and honest with ourselves. Some things are happening, yes. Within the realm the other people had indicated it was happening. I think that for an honest society, we should admit weaknesses and say that we are dealing with it. It is wonderful that the appointment committee came out that we are not collecting anything. And we will discourage anybody for it. Indeed, we will encourage people to come out with any information they have about this. Not necessarily to a policeman. In fact, if you go into the law, it was very important to a chief or your assemblyman, what does he say? So I think that, if you have time, I think that the problem was that there was a second bogus document. That's the fake document.
No, we'll get to the second post. But the point about this is that it's not as if that he was treating this as an allegation he was making or something he had heard. He appeared to be proceeding from a point that so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay in the appointments committee just to get approved are those ones not affected by oral strange republic. It didn't appear that.
I told you that I don't agree with you.
No, of course, and you are entitled. You are entitled to that, really.
I say this. I said I'm old enough to understand this. I'm saying that I told the complete family today that that statement is capable of 1 or 2 meanings. You understand? Now that is where the danger is. If Volamo has one viewpoint, and then the appointments committee has another viewpoint, just as you are indicating you have another viewpoint, then it becomes dangerous. You understand? Then why should we take the appointments committee's position as the truth, or yours as the truth? It means that an issue arises. So this matter must be referred to the appropriate agencies for investigation. You understand? That was my fear. That, you see, under the law, under the Constitution, there are 2 processes. You're talking about Article 103(6), which says you can call a witness to submit documents and whatnot, and in that, you have the powers of the High Court. Now, I think that Article 120, so, the general powers of contempt of Parliament is set out there, and that could have been invoked so that he appears. Then at that point, he has a right to counsel, he has a right to defend himself, and he's presumed innocent until proven guilty. In this particular case, the earlier attempt was for him to speak or tell us whatever, so we can prosecute you. And I said, no, it is against the fundamental principles of our law in this country. Nobody can be convicted on evidence, that you seek to get from him. What you call the right to self, to incriminate yourself. We have that one. And also, secondly, that a person can only be, initially your appearance, wherever, you are assumed to be innocent until proven guilty. Say, give me evidence so that I can prosecute you. Our system is adversarial. It's not, inquisitorial. So the person who is making the allegation that this man has written this or has done that, it is his obligation. That's a appointment committee. The obligation to bring up some evidence. You don't come and ask the person, so he should provide evidence so that you can convict him. If you say that, it is an obligation as counsel to be a wall between them. That is why we said that, apologize. I said, no, we can't apologize on that because we can't accept it. You are imposing, tactically, you're imposing evidence on us. And I'm proud of my team. We resisted that, you see. So, I'm sorry.
I see. For the second one, your claim was that this was not authored by your client, and that you mentioned some portals or some sources that you claim, authored them. So what's the way forward on that? So that you had rejected, that did not come from you, and that it was a report made perhaps from the post of your client. And I think the question was, when did you realize this, and what did you do about it?
So with all due respect, some of the questions I was not particularly germane to the issues before us. You see, a person has a right to maintain his source of information. He has a right to refuse. In America, every 9-year-old boy knows the right of the Fifth Amendment. The right to silence. You don't call a person and come and give us evidence so that we will do. That was why at a point in time when the committee referred to him as a suspect, I raised an objection. When they also indicated that this is our attempt at taking up a camera evidence, I said, is that so? Then we'll keep quiet. You understand? Then we'll keep quiet. Then I'll advise my clients not to speak. Because what you are saying is that you collected data or information so that you can proceed. And I say that is against the law, and any lawyer who permits that to happen is not fit to be wearing a gown or a wig.
I see. So your client was advised to do a few things. I mean, to pull down the post, to issue a disclaimer and all of that. Has he done that?
I say that to the extent that the probing or the investigation looks like an investigation towards establishing his guilt or otherwise, or a criminal trial, because in law, you cannot impose a person, demand and enforce and insist on a witness giving evidence against himself. It's a law. It's all constitutional. It is also against the law. Our evidence decree. We all say that. So it was properly advised. You get me? Now, that does not mean that nothing can be done. You remember that one honorable member came out and said that the procedure being adopted was wrong or was erroneous. You get me? Because if we wanted to find out all these things, the matter, then we should have gone to the general contempt area. I think it's Article 124. You get me?
122. Article 122.
Just let me check it out.
122, 123, yeah.
121, yes. You see, then they should have invoked that. If you invoke that, then he will have the chance. It's 124, sorry. Is it not? Then you would have had the chance of opening up, of telling you his sources and whatnot. You understand? But, in this wide open where all the cameras are there and then all the whole world is watching, you say, drama, come and tell us who told you, did you see this? I'm saying that is not the way to deal with a matters pertaining to, evidence, somebody giving you information. You understand? So I'm saying all of this because I think that we need to enhance, our approach to this. I mean, we should be encouraging people who will come out. What is written may not be palatable. It may not be what you want to hear, or the way you put it, or his personality, or his nose may not be the best that you want to see. You may say it's too troublesome. But what is he saying? What is the value you put on it? Is it true? Is it happening? Is that the perception of people? You get me? So that's why I'm saying, I'm sorry, it's taking too long of your time, but I think that this should give us, to teach us lessons as to how we handle these matters. Particularly in the realm of social media, it's a lot of it going to happen. So this is a test case, I believe.
Will your client take any action against the portal, the news portal, that may be sought to report him out of context?
Obviously, we need to pursue this matter. If somebody has sat in an office and created and fabricated a story about you, whether as a third-party reporting or not, for a purpose, which you look at what our client has had to go through. He's getting solicitors. He has going to work very hard all night long. We're going through this. He's been insulted left and right, or everywhere. People are claiming that, we're requesting that they should blow his head off or jail him and all that. I mean, that's not comfortable. So I don't think that it's our interest to actually find out who published that.
I see. I recognize your experience and all the things you've done in the past, chief of staff, etc., 50 years at the bar and all of that. But, and you've seen quite a bit in our country. Are you concerned about the language used by politicians and activists in describing things, etc.? Say that again?
Yeah, I didn't catch the question.
No, I'm just now trying to leverage your experience and all that you've done for our country in the past, and juxtaposing what you saw in your time to what is happening now, and asking whether you are concerned about the language used by the younger generation now in describing institutions of state, persons in positions serving the country, etc. Are you concerned in any way, or do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I think that we should leave that to the courts to decide. We have laws. Some of us probably might have been raised in a more docile, atmosphere. We do what our parents say. Our parents say, sit down, we sit down. Get up. There's a different generation. And I don't think that it's proper and appropriate for me to rule on it. But the law is there. I mean, we know what is proper. We have challenges with our schooling and education. And I think that these are a forum for, first of all, handling the challenges of how we want to bring our children up our children. But as far as language is concerned, every language is permissible. But if you cross the line, yeah. So the test will be, has a person crossed the line? You see, Baka Vomao, what he said, what he quoted, does it violate the law? Get me? I'm saying there's a process we have to go through. He first must be, if that is where we are talking about, where we're going, he must first of all be properly charged that this is what you said, and this is the thing that is contempt. Then he must have access to his counsel. He must have a right to state his case fully. He must have the sufficient time to prepare. I mean, we had a situation where he got a message yesterday, come today for a major matter like that. You understand? So we must have time to prepare. And then at the end of the day, if the jury or the judges find that it's conduct, it's language, what not, unacceptable, the law applies. So I don't think that, in fairness to me, I should be the judge immediately here to rule on the conduct or language of the younger generation. They are bolder. That's what I say. As against us, some of us were raised as, like I said, very docile, what about.
Very well. Thank you so much, Ato Dadzie. Ato Dadzie is counsel for Oliver.